We on? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Welcome to our pre-match press conference for our game against Burnley this weekend. As always, please raise your hand and I'll try to get to as many of you as possible. Start off with broadcast, then we conclude with the written part, which is embargoed until 10:30 this evening. As always, we'll start with Sky. So, Roger, I'm going to unmute you first.
Thank you. Hi, can you hear me, Jose?
Good.
Hi, good to see you. First of all, we just had the Europa League draw, Dinamo Zagreb. So first of all, your reaction to drawing Dinamo Zagreb, and are you pleased to have avoided an Arsenal or a Manchester United?
You know, when you are in this competition and you get into this stage, you don't get easy clubs. If you want to win it, you sooner or later you have to play against the best clubs or the clubs that go through the different stages. So objective now is to win against Dinamo, and then if later Arsenal and Manchester United they are in the competition, we have obviously to face them. I think happened in the Champions League final to English clubs, happened in the Europa League, Arsenal, Chelsea too. Is something that can happen, and if that happened, wonderful for us. If we are one of the two teams, and wonderful for English football to have two teams in the final. But in this moment, 16 teams, everybody wants the same, so it's very premature to think about it. Dinamo, they beat Krasnodar twice. Krasnodar is a Russian team. Is never easy to play them. I play Russian teams so many times. It's never easy. They beat them twice. In the group phase, of course, they won it against Wolfsberger, but also Feyenoord, CSKA Moscow. They are every season in the European competitions. I play them with Real Madrid in the Champions League. Croatian football is Croatian football. Lots of talent. Is a football country. Good stadium. I believe that we are going to play there. Good stadium. Not a very difficult flight, not too far. A few positive things, but the most important thing is that we go to quarterfinals.
If I can ask you about, obviously, a good result for you in the competition this week, and a particularly impressive performance from Dele Alli. I know you get asked a lot about him, but is he showing signs, particularly with that performance, that he's reaching the sort of levels that you know he's capable of, and where he can start to make an increased impact for the team for the rest of the season?
You know, one of my players, Eric Dier, told something like individual performances are not very good when the collective performance is not very good. Is right, and that goes in both directions. When a team plays well, it's easier for players to perform well, and when players perform well individually, the consequence is that the team performs well collectively. So I agree with Eric, and in relation to Dele, is a bit of this. When you have players performing like he did, it's easier for the team to play well, and when the team plays well globally, it's also easy for players to perform well individually. I'm happy with him. Difficult period. Sometimes small injuries in accumulation are more difficult than a big injury where after a few weeks or months you are back. Small injuries are not good, mentally are not good. Players getting disappointed, lack of motivation, frustration. He went through all that. He come back. We had good conversations, training well, playing minutes or part of matches, and not yet a 90-minute match, but he went through periods, and now basically 75 or 80 minutes. Condition also improving. His feelings after match always better. For example, in the first match in Budapest, he played 60 minutes or something like that, and he was super tired after the game. This time he played more, and today He's basically second day of recovering, but is good. We need him. We need them all. And today, for a long time, we didn't have every player on the pitch. And today we had. Of course, Gio is not ready to play football yet, but he's training with the team, and that is great news for us because we have so many matches. Now is Sunday, and then Zagreb, and then Palace, and then Zagreb, and Arsenal. Never stop. So we need everybody, and in the particular case of Dele, I'm very happy.
You mentioned Eric Dier there in your answer, and there's some quotes from him where he sort of contradicted you, suggested that he had a bit of a crisis of confidence. Eric's saying that he really hasn't struggled with his confidence. So, where do you stand by what he said? Do you feel that he's
I prefer that. I prefer that I'm wrong. I prefer that has nothing to do with a little bit of low confidence. I prefer players with big personality. Is a little bit like the player that misses 2 penalties in a row, and he still has the confidence to be the penalty taker. And on the 3rd penalty, he gets the ball and he goes there to try again. So I'm very happy that it's not a mental situation. It's not a psychological situation. I'm really happy with that.
And just a little more general, that you go into the game against Burnley at the weekend where the league results haven't been what you've wanted at the moment. Do you think that the win in the week boosts that collective confidence? You talked about, the collective and the collective performance. Do you feel that win has helped them going into the weekend?
To win is always better than lose, and to win, of course, creates different feelings. But the reality is that we won in Budapest, also playing well, and won comfortably. And then the next match we play West Ham, and we lost. So to win one match doesn't mean you win the second match, but means better feelings, more confidence for the players, more belief, more positivity. That is obvious, but we know by experiences for so many years since Burnley come to the Premier League that every match against Burnley from minute 1 is a very difficult match.
Okay, go to James from TalkSport. James Avenger.
Jose, that victory against Burnley in October, it was all about character and having the right mentality. Is that what you need to replicate this weekend against them?
Yes, of course, yes. We know Burnley, I always say that is a very easy team to analyze because they have such an identity, and basically they have the same mentality, the same principles, the same organization. Doesn't matter if they play at home, if they play away, if they play against a top team, if they play against a low-level team. Burnley is Burnley, Sean is Sean, and the players are perfect interpreters of what he wants for the team. Easy to analyze, difficult to play against. You have to be solid defensively. If not, you know that they can score. One long ball, one cross, one set piece. They are always a threat, even in matches where they are not dominant, because sometimes they are. They press high and well, and with great organization. It's never easy to play against them. So we know that is going to be a difficult match for us. But of course, we know that only one result is a good result for us, and we are going for that.
Ever since Gareth Bale joined the club, fans have been dreaming about the quartet of Alli, Son, Bale and Kane starting in a game together. Are we close to seeing that as a reality based on how Gareth and Dele are performing in recent time?
Did you give me 4 names or 11?
Just 4.
4 or 11? Do you want to give the other 7?
I'll let you do the other 7.
I do the other 7 and you do the 4. Well, you could see against West Ham, was not from the start of the game, but for I don't know, 20 minutes or so. You had Bale, Lucas, Dele, Harry, Sonny. So you had it. We didn't turn the result around. We didn't score to win that game, but we could leave the game with positive feelings. They played well. The interaction was good. We create chances. All of them, they had their ball to score their goal was positive. So since the beginning of the season, that I'm saying that, and I don't forget Gio because he's out for 2 or 3 months or whatever. I don't forget him because he also belongs to that quality of the creative players as well as Tanguy, and we could even speak Lamela, Bergwijn. We have players with these qualities. When they are in top form and when they are fit and when they are ready to play matches, is never a problem for good players to play together.
And finally, if I can ask you about Carlos Vinicius, he scored 9 goals for you now, albeit some of them against slightly weaker opposition. But what more do you want to see from him to make you feel he can have an impact in the Premier League?
He has one problem, and the problem is Harry Kane. Is as simple as that. And you need to be a special guy. You need to be a special heart, a special mentality, a special feeling in relation to what you mean for the team, what the team expects from you, and to be a striker in the same team as Harry Kane is. You need to be a special guy to keep yourself always motivated, always happy to have 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or start a game, and is giving us what we want in the Premier League. I believe that is going to play because we have so many matches that Kane cannot play every match. I believe, and first season in the country is never easy, especially for a South American player that doesn't speak the language. That is the first time that he leaves a certain comfort zone, and Portugal is a comfort zone for a South American player. Is the weather, is the people, is the style of football, is the language. Portugal is a perfect comfort zone or adaptation zone to these players. To come to England for Carlos was not easy at all, but he's giving us what we ask from him.
Okay, we're going to finish with Mandy and Jonathan Ville. Mandy, I'll go to you first.
Hi there, Jose.
Hello.
Hi. Obviously, Sean Dyche, now the longest serving manager in the Premier League. How big an achievement do you think that is, especially with the financial restraints that he's had at Burnley?
Yeah, he's doing amazing. And I think he has the power to decide, to make decisions, to choose the players in relation to what the club can give him, and in relation to his philosophy. He knows the profile of football he wants to play. He knows the profile of team he wants to have. He knows how to get the points that season after season after season, they keep them always far from the dangerous position. And don't forget that in one season they qualified to Europa League. Just amazing work that is doing. Good professional. I'm very pleased for the work that he's doing.
And just finally from me, I've spoken to Sean in the past about the pressure that's on managers at his side of the table. Obviously, at your side, you have your own pressures. How have you found dealing with that over the years? Have you improved at dealing with the pressure? And do you think it's different pressure at the top and the bottom?
I think the problem is if you don't have pressure. I felt in trouble when I didn't have pressure and I was at home for a few months. That's the problem. For us, coaches becomes like oxygen. Is our life. I don't believe there is any coach in the world without objectives and without any kind of pressure. And you just get used to it, and you just get also used to the way the press is, the way the media is at the time. You just have to adapt to it.
Okay, Jonathan, to finish.
Hi, Jose. You mentioned that you had every player back out on the training field. Does that mean Serge Aurier will be fit on Sunday?
By the way, great tweeters, very professional, very honest. Congratulations for your last couple of tweets. Serge is fine. He trained today with the team without any limitation. As I was saying, everybody is training with the team, and Gio is the only one that is not in conditions to play this weekend. I think even next week will be quite premature, for not to say impossible, but this is coming. And today, for the first time for a long time, the medical department, they could be watching the draw because they didn't have any play inside.
Okay, that concludes the broadcast part. We'll move on to the written section, which is embargoed till 10:30 tonight. Paul, you've got your hand up first, so we'll come straight to you, Paul, okay?
Hi, Jose.